looking back on the MCU, that first Thor film might be my favorite Thor film overall. Thor Ragnarok, the third one, is really, really good. But as time goes on, I'm starting to put that first Thor film above it. There's something about it. The character of Thor just had so many changes and adjustments in the MCU as he went through his journey, and he got way too goofy and silly, and that most recent Thor film was just so bad. Thor Love and Thunder, one of the worst films I've ever seen, and he was too silly. In Thor Ragnarok, he was, still silly, but there was a pretty good balance in the humor. Most of the humor hit in that film. In that first Thor film, though, the character of Thor was more grounded and serious, still elements of humor, but he was more serious. But looking back at it now, I really like that version. I like that more serious version of Thor. I think Chris Hemsworth is great in the role. I really like the story and introduction of Thor in that first film. The dynamic between him and his father Odin, played by Anthony Hopkins, and his brother Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, who is excellent in that film and excellent as a role of Loki. And that character had quite the journey in the MCU. And just the whole dynamic in that first Thor film was really good. And then you have Natalie Portman's character, and you have Thor getting banished and sent to Earth and meeting Jane, played by Natalie Portman. And he's telling them how he's a god and all this. And they're like, is this guy crazy? Or is what he's saying is true or not? So it's pretty cool, because in Thor 1, people did not have knowledge that these gods existed at all. So you're dealing with, a lot of that unknown in that universe then. And looking back at it now, when you have all these crazy things, that's like the norm in the MCU. It wasn't like that in Thor 1, and it was, pretty cool. So I really like that first Thor film. I will always recommend it, and as time goes on, I think it is one of the better MCU films.